What's good, my people? Welcome back to Talk About It podcast. My name is Keys, aka Man in Town.
All right, good. You ain't come with that great one stuff. My name is Leonard the Sage. Once again, hello to the good people out there and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes.
Roll intro.
No,
Roll intro.
that's my job. Roll intro.
Bring the drama, choo, choo, choo. Instead, I don't want to talk about it, talk about it. Bring the drama, choo, choo, choo. Let's talk about it.
So what's going on, guys? In case you haven't noticed, we have changed the podcast name and description. So Pillow Talk was originally my idea.
Horrible idea, by the way.
Whoa, horrible idea. Oh, God.
I thought it was going to be unique and attention grabbing. Not everybody feels the same way. So Lano came up with the idea to change the name to Talk About It because it fits our theme song, which he created and engineered under my guidance.
Under you.
It was
Wow.
it was going so well.
I felt as if everything was so sweet and everything under my guidance. I opened Apple Studio for you one time. You wouldn't know what to do. Listen, we have a number of things to address today for real though. As we said earlier, Happy New Year to anyone who's watching, anyone who's listening. However, this New Year don't look like it can be a little sweet thing for the Bahamas in and of itself, especially like people who live on the capital. Matter of fact, I can't even say that because people who live on the islands, they got it a little rough too. And when I say a little rough, they got it more expensive than us. So it's a number of things we about to address today. One of the main things is BPL. Yeah.
For the international audience that's listening, BPL means Bahamas Power and Light. It's pretty much our only power company that distributes electricity. Well, not really distributes, but it basically provides power for a majority of the Bahamas.
Define power.
It provides electricity for majority of the country, save for one island. That's Grand Bahama. They have their own separate entity, and good for them.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Good God. Must be nice, Grand Bahama. You know,
Yeah.
sound like we need to move. Anyway, you know what? I can try to keep it positive. Positive energy. Positive energy. I'm trying to be positive.
Yeah, namaste.
I can't be positive. I'm sorry. Like thinking about BPL, but like no. See the first thing, right? One of the first main things, right? I think in let's say March, our light bill's supposed to go up, correct?
Correct.
March, our light bill is supposed to go up, and why? Because they have and they quote, $312 or $321 million debt. The power company has a $321 or $312 million debt. Therefore, they are increasing our bill. They're adding a tax. After we were told that there would be no other tax on the Bahamian people. The Bahamian people now has another tax. And they're saying that tax is going to be used to cut down the bill, and it's also going to help to this and to that. And first of all, lies. Let's talk about it. Because we were told from last year, y'all remember to talk about the whole generators and how we were not supposed to have any blackouts last year? Or the year before? Y'all remember that? Because I remember that.
Didn't feel that way.
Every day, dog. Matter of fact,
Did not feel that way.
boy, Nash, how you say that, right? Let's go to our memory lanes. I gotta look for something in regards to Bahamas Power and Light.
Okay, so while he looks for that, let me just put out a quick disclaimer. Do not get mad at us. These are our opinions. It's a free country. If you have a problem with it, too bad. You know, you have your own opinions as well. So I just want to touch on that with the whole power outages. I was working at my job a few months ago, and I had some friends come over. They're not my friends. I had some friends come over from Las Vegas to help out with BPL. And, I was asking them, like, what's the status? Like, what's going on with all the power outages? And have they seen anything like this before? First of all, I don't want to be explicit for the podcast, but they basically said that BPL is a bunch of F word If you know what F word is, you know what I'm saying. Full of S word. Basically, there's one guy doing all the work. He's saying for like different settings. There's one guy doing all the work while the rest of the guys are standing around doing a bunch of nonsense. And he says, like, the tools and equipment that BPL needs, they're not purchasing, they're not getting for whatever reason. I guess that being tight with the money. And he said, like, the bosses or the top heads, they pretty much think they know it all. And they were micromanaging the guys that came. Bear in mind, the guys that came over from Las Vegas, they were specialists in the area. And he said they were being micromanaged. And when they told the bosses, like, hey, you need to buy this equipment, or this is what's wrong with, this is the problem on the situation. I don't want to go too in depth because I don't have the most knowledge on it, so forgive me.
Well, speak on what you know.
He was basically saying that whenever he told the guy a solution for the problem, the guy was like, oh, no, man, we could figure out a different way. You know, like, we don't have to spend that money. We don't have to get that tool. We don't have to get that equipment.
What?
Because we could figure out a different way.
Word?
Yeah, so
Wow.
that's my 5 cents on the matter.
Wow. Are you serious right now, fam?
Spend the money, buy the equipment, buy the proper tools, buy the proper generators or whatever. Let's stop the blackouts.
Yo, this was like us for like how much months we could say before summer or during summer up until when? They used to say this. Where is it? I think it's one of them. And like the Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited wishes to notify customers in the areas listed below that load shedding will continue in those areas until, and basically it's 3 hours. 3 hours every single evening. This is not an exaggeration. Every single evening. And then they would provide this long list on the Facebook page. And I promise you, under every single page, you would see an angry emoji. Not that it would do anything about it, but you know, people just venting on how they feel because it was ridiculous.
Yeah, they were troubling times.
Word.
Like imagine you wake up on, let's say it's Monday. You wake up Monday and you have to mentally prepare for Monday at 7 p.m. You're gonna sweat to death from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Or longer.
Or longer.
Yeah, some of them used to last up to like 5 or 6 hours.
Boy, listen, light turning back on after 11 something. Yo, I used to give myself a time to not go home. Like, if I know light shut off at a certain, I would always look on Facebook because I know, hey, light off there. If I leave and I go home by at least 10:56, the light should be on. That's 3 hours past. Good God. Like, thinking about it now, that just made me depressed.
Yeah, the horror. Gosh.
Jeez Louise, yo.
Man.
I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy right now. I'm livid.
How do you guys feel BPL would react to a new power company coming around?
I'll tell you how they would feel. I'll tell you how they feel right now. The fact is, they already know there's many other smaller companies out there who's down to bring, if not even solar. Let's exclude solar energy out of the picture. There's also wind energy, and the Bahamas has a decent set of wind for us to provide wind energy. We know this. You see what I'm saying? But the fact is, they don't want to do it, even when Leslie was one of the top dogs there. And also, sorry, not sorry. While you were in power, bro, it ain't cool. Oh, I feel what the main people feel when the light cut.
He was the chairman of BC one time ago?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying. Bro, listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me well. Now, allegedly, they said that there was this, and I saw it too. There was this power bill, this receipt, and it was Leslie Miller's own. And it had, the first one, there was one that went around was like over $500,000. And then there was another one that went over about $1.2 million. Allegedly, they say it's his. Now, I can't prove it, but I strongly believe that it is his.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. It was numerous amount of people high in politics high-ranking officials and all that basically get away with their light bill, not paying it. Now, if you're a regular Joe like me, you don't pay your light bill for a month, that's getting cut off, man. That's crazy.
We wouldn't even talk like let's say even if your light bill was like before 7.5% kicked in, and you know you barely home, and your light bill's about $48 for 1 month, your light get cut off. Why? Why? Meanwhile, we have these major companies like before Crystal Palace went down, their light always going up and running. Right? Now, we know how much it takes to run these big old places and also these government office that the Bahamian hard workers, their money go towards. It's the Bahamians' money that makes sure these places stay lit up, right? Speaking of which, let's talk about these darn... How y'all feel about these stupid decorations when it's go up, bro? Because at the end of the day, that's still pulling on our electric bill.
Well, first of all, I love the decorations.
Yeah?
Ever since I was a little child, I
You part of the problem?
Well, this next segment, we're gonna make this a continuing thing. Keo's childhood memories, you know.
All right. Roll the intro for that.
That's funny, yeah.
I'm going to have an intro for it.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, anyway, so basically, you know, as a child, this is not a funny story, but every December, like, I would knew it was Christmas time when I saw those decorations on the lamp pole, and it made life worth living for me, you know. As a kid, saw that, it's like that. I almost cursed. It's Christmas. Yeah, love the decorations, so I'm not opposed to them being there. I hope they put up more. Frig you if you think otherwise.
Pause. How terrible was your life if the light made it seem like it was worth living for you? That's all I want to know.
Christmas is life, buddy. In case you didn't know.
Yeah?
What about the other seasons?
Who cares? Christmas. All
Bro.
day.
Bro.
Okay.
Christmas is the only season that matters. Just saying. To me.
To me.
To me.
To me.
Yeah. But we was addressing like the major companies and stuff, like the hotels and all them stuff, like who'll be using the lights and all that. And it ain't fair, Keys. To me, it ain't fair at all.
I honestly think that's just life. It really isn't fair, but that's just the way that life is. You have people in power who could get away with practically murder. And then you have the usual folks that just can't. It's unfortunate, but it's the way that life is.
But see, that's the problem. We don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And no disrespect to anybody who's like a Twitter fingers kind of person, but I'm all for shutting the country down.
Mm-hmm.
And to most of them, it sound extreme and anarchy, this, that. Well, you know what? Yeah, some stuff is needed. See, a lot of people wasn't paying attention to how things was running in I would say up in Europe about a few months ago, right? Them suckers got tired of their government. It was like, all right, y'all doing the most right now. So they shut the country down. The people shut the country down. No one working at the ports, no policemen, no doctors, no nothing. Nobody went to work. Everybody was like protesting on the streets. And the government was thinking, man, it's just for a day. But then someone was like, you know what, this all the people though. So after a week went by, the government was like, all right, cool, you know what? We can listen to y'all, we can hear y'all demands. After one day, again, trying to get things back on track, the government decided to slip up again. So the people was like, you know what? Screw this, screw y'all, we shut down again. The government realized, all right, bet. They did it a second time. We know it's real. Let's fix it. Before 7.5% kicked in, I went live on Facebook and I said, hey, let's shut the country down. Let's shut the country down. Because at the end of the day, the government need us. What do we need them for? What do we need them for? A poor man paying taxes, those taxes don't go to him. There's nothing returned to him. Not in the Bahamas. Just say in America, we don't get nothing back in return at the end of the year or at the beginning of a new year. That don't happen for us. You've been paying taxes for what? We can't explain where the VAT money going. How much it was when Perry was in power? How much was it?
Can't remember.
That's what 12 mil or something like that? In 1 year or less? That was like the first year when VAT came in. That was, what, 12 mil?
I have to look that up.
and no one can say where the money is. No one can say what was done with the money. I mean, stuff like that, but like,
I guess we could only assume it went into their pockets.
man, looking at the printouts, the alleged printouts of that 1 mil plus what went into his account shortly before he lost the last election.
Hey, he was doing hard work. Okay, that's what that money came in. Honest, legit work. Right,
Honest? Yeah?
Perry? Right, Perry, hit me up.
Yeah? Sorry, not sorry. None of y'all innocent to me.
I was paid to say that, by the way.
All right, bet.
You have a solo inside.
Yeah, I so sorry, guys.
You're a big sellout.
All right. So yeah, for the international listeners, that's just our frustrations with our power company. A small percentage of our frustration with our government. And I honestly feel like, with the whole regards to shutting down the country, but most Bahamians is all talk and no action.
Sadly.
So I really don't feel like it will happen. And the stuff that they do talk about, usually the government doesn't respond to or doesn't care for, except for the silliest things, like the whole Christmas tree incident downtown. Basically,
But they were sure to fix that.
yeah, it was an awful looking Christmas tree, like
Under the sea.
straight out of SpongeBob. And the way the Bahamian people carried on, it was like a uproar, like civil unrest, rioting, looting of stores.
I never laughed so hard in my life.
Like a day or two later, the Christmas tree was magically fixed, and the best Christmas tree I ever saw in my life. But anyway, let's hop on the Bahamian culture right quick. We can keep moving along. I got a suggestion to make fun of Bahamian culture. And
I would have make fun of that tree. Boom.
whatever.
Sorry, continue.
You know, I read a status from one of my boys earlier this evening, and it got me with Bahamian culture, and it's so funny and so weird. And he had basically like how American people would ask, like, hey, are you guys dating? And for Bahamians, they would say like, hot yo, you grinding at it.
Why? Why?
And that's just Bahamians. Like, we are, oh gosh. Hot yo, you grinding at it. That's none of your business.
First of all, why are you talking to me in such a manner? Like, good sir, my English is above you. Thank you very much. Yo, speaking of which, how we even talking about Bahamian culture and stuff like that, right? You guys remember when Shawnee Miller, she won the race, right? That was like, what, 2015? I believe I was in Georgia at the time. Boy, them Georgians was pissed. But that's besides the point, right?
You mean the Olympics?
Yeah.
And that's only like 4 years, so
I think that was back in 2015.
it wouldn't be 2016.
So,
Huh?
It wouldn't be 2016.
It wouldn't have been 2016 because I remember.
no, I don't think she ran the Olympics. That was an international event, but it wasn't the Olympics.
Well,
What are
either
you talking about?
This isn't a race when she basically died.
Yes, that's the Olympics.
yes, I was in Georgia. I was in Georgia.
Please look it up.
I was in
Hold on,
Georgia.
we have to say- please. I'm sure it's 2016.
Well, while he looking that up, I was in Georgia, right? And I went back down to Florida, and my niece, I ended up watching a video. What you want to say?
Continue.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Can you please confirm that it was the Olympics?
Just for clarification, like I was telling you guys, Shawnee Miller, she won the Olympics in 2016 with the dive that has now become famous, okay? People were butthurt about it, but who gives a crap? Sorry, that's odd. But Bahamians won. She won for the Bahamas. Continue your story.
Okay. And this was the uproar. So, after the Americans were carrying on extra salty because they literally did it the year before, but I digress, there was this video that went viral. A Bahamian went into a mall somewhere in Florida, and he was like, excuse me, I need your help with something. And the fella comes along all accessible and whatnot, and he's like, yes, how can I help? And he's like, I looking for your ma big. Bro, and what hurt is the fact that this white dude is so innocent. He's like, I'm sorry, can you spell it out? And he's pulling out his machine and everything. And he's like, Y-A, yes, M-A, B-I-G-C-U-N-N-Y, one word. Yo. And he's like, I don't know, man. And he's like, but I don't know if it's because of how I speak it that you can't understand it, but it's literally a general thing. I trying to find it. They keep on telling you, I trying to find your mom, big.
You know, this is an explicit podcast. I'm not going to be explicit. If it is explicit, please forgive me. I just want to clarify for the people that don't know what it means. You know, he said your mom big cunny. So forgive me, people, if you don't like that word, who cares?
Cunny technically isn't a bad word.
Yeah, it's just a body part. You know, it's not bad at all.
It's also a term used in intercourse, if I'm not mistaken. R.I.P. Pillow Talk.
Yeah, so for the international audience listening, he was basically telling the guy he was looking for his mother's P-U-S-S.
He's looking for his mom's vagina.
Yeah. It sounds stupid, but it's really funny when you tell people stuff that they don't know nothing about. So yeah, that's your word of the day, cunny. You learned that on Talk About It podcast.
See, now somebody's going to use it in the wrong context and there's going to be a fame.
Have you seen the last viral video with that white woman? She was on the beach and the baby doing the You saw it. She's like, your mom ain't cunny.
And she said it was so much determination.
Yo, like her English was to the 4th level, bro. Oh no. Gentlemen, let's keep it moving. I can stick on this all day.
Bahamian culture is really something. For the Bahamian people that's listening, like hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. Let us know how you feel about Bahamian culture. Let us know if you feel like, obviously, I think it's one of the most unique cultures, and at the same time, one of the. Help me. What's the opposite of unique?
You have a phone for this. I am not your personal Google.
It's one of the most unique, and at the same time, it's one of the most.
You want to say
not unique?
You want to say savage because Bahamian people are pretty savage.
No, I want to say not unique.
Well, I'm going to say savage. Bahamian people are pretty savage.
I'm Googling this right quick.
You're going to Google the word savage?
No. The antonym of unique.
The antonym of unique.
Hold up, I got it.
Well,
yeah, so it's one of... What? That's stupid.
Oh, no.
Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say, it's really unique. It has its own...
This is a college man, folks.
It has its own lingo, its own... oh, God, you just got to experience it. But at the same time, most of the stuff that we come up with aren't original. For example...
What?
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
First of all...
For example, when Bahamian guys say daddy-o, that's not a Bahamian thing. It came from America. Pretty Boy Floyd, not a Bahamian thing.
Come with this nonsense again.
Pretty Boy Floyd.
And then you could tell me boy came from America as well.
Boy is Bahamian.
Boy is Caribbean, son. Go check out Trinidad. Go check out Barbados. Just a few years ago, you were saying boy came from America. And boy, was I ready to tear your head off.
Bay.
Screw Bay. We're talking about boy. Boy. That's what I'm talking about right now. Boy.
Bay.
I'm sorry. I'm positive energy dress.
Let's move along.
It's hard to do when Q's in the room.
You know that.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the rise of AI. How do you guys feel about the rise of artificial intelligence? You feel like they're going to take over the world?
It's only a matter of time, unless it will destroy itself beforehand.
Bleak.
You got it. I mean,
boy, this is it's a touchy subject All the more reason for us to talk about it, dog. On some real vibe, this AI stuff getting a little ridiculous. Too ridiculous. And the funniest thing, and a lot of people don't like to address it, they like to keep it hidden out of the media, but the right people talk about it. This AI stuff one day gonna do what it's supposed to do. Why? Because you've seen it in Hollywood. You actually saw Donald Trump winning the election. How many years ago on The Simpsons? I believe there's some stuff and AI is involved with this that they actually know about. They show you the future and then they're like, oh, that's so interesting. And then the future comes right along and you forget that they showed it to you. They legit showed it to you.
Yeah.
So this AI thing, it basically has a screw just like the lizard people. But what do I know?
It's coming.
I'm saying.
I'm a bit spooked by myself, and I get paranoid. Like, that's why I don't activate most of the features on my brand new Samsung Galaxy S10.
We're not sponsored by Samsung.
But yeah, that's why I don't have most of the features activated. Like, I was even a bit scared to use my fingerprint sensor because I feel like when you use your fingerprint,
The government already has it.
They had that from you stepped out of your mom's vagina, bro.
But anyway, I feel like they could create a clone of you, or like when you use your voice for like Google
You
Assistant
really
or
don't think
stuff
you're
like that.
gonna have a clone out here walking around already, bro?
Have you never watched
Possibly.
Us?
You come on.
And they use your voice for like a scary to think about, like,
Bro, if I could mimic your voice, you think the government don't use your
and
voice
that's what
already?
I'm saying. Like, that's scary and that's technology, and who knows what AI they could create and use your likeness and your voice and set you up for crimes or do.
Crimes.
Yeah.
Now, listen. Here's one thing what I've accepted, right? And it's a sacrifice when it's gonna come down to this. Whoa!
Excuse a short interruption. We unfortunately had a technical issue, but we're back.
It just goes to show that not even we are perfect, as good as we are.
Oh no, screw that. This the whole AI. This the whole AI incident. The AI got.
They wanted to silence us. We knew too much.
I'm not a part of this conversation in case they get kidnapped by the AI. I love you.
You love.
You are such a sellout. You,
Bro.
Whatever keeps me alive. You know.
All right, bet. And that's why they will always win. They don't care about life or death, so why should you? That's how you know you're safe. Because the people behind the scenes, they don't care about life or death either. That's all I'm saying. Be nonchalant. I'm thug out here, son. Get at me.
How many guys started watching You season 2?
Oh no.
Yeah, how many guys started watching You season 2? You guys watch that? You?
I have no idea what you
I
is.
don't even, I don't know.
Yeah, so you.
You. Bing, bing, bing. I didn't include that in.
Anyway, You is it's a Netflix show, a show on Netflix, a Netflix show. Basically, the whole premise is
Yeah,
about.
you said that he was looking for a sponsor.
You know, one day y'all gonna thank me when we get sponsored by Netflix, Samsung, Apple. But anyway,
Yeah, Apple. What was your words on Apple last week?
that was just
Yeah.
a pilot episode. We had to do that for
Apple's
ratings. Just for ratings.
Yeah.
But anyway, basically the whole premise of You is that the guy is a sociopath. I think he's a sociopath and a psychopath.
Whoa.
He's
What's the
delusional.
difference?
Well, a psychopath is completely aware of their actions.
Right.
Yeah, and a sociopath isn't really aware. That's pretty much the main difference. Bet you thought I didn't know that. I'm smarter than you think. This is just a character for the podcast.
You got something to prove?
No, it's not, guys. You got lucky this round.
What you see is what you get.
It is what it is. Yeah, so basically, you know, he's a delusional guy, falls in love very quickly. And, you know, he feels like he does everything in his power to protect the person that he loves. When I say everything in his power, murder, kidnapping, putting people in a plexiglass prison, crazy guy. And when he's confronted about his actions, he said he's just doing it for love. You can't judge him. You know, this is gonna be better for him. Like, he is, oh God, he's crazy. But it's awesome show, and I love it. You should watch it.
It sounds like America.
No, it's a really good show.
It sounds like America.
I'm not doing it justice by talking about it.
It sounds like America. The greatest show on earth, bro. Shout out to the homie Donald Trump. Oh. What was that? What the hell was that?
That was such a judgmental.
Yes,
You
because
understand?
I have a problem with Donald Trump because I have a friend.
No. Let's talk about it. Let me hear you.
Yeah, I have a problem with Donald Trump. I have a friend who lives in California, David, one of my closest friends. You know him?
He doesn't know you.
No, that's legit. One of my closest friends.
Okay.
We actually grew up in Vernon Hills, Chicago.
Everything was going so fine. No, I was so attentive.
Basically, like I said, David is basically my brother.
What's his last name?
Dobrik. Yeah, and he actually.
What? Bro, are you serious right now?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
Fam!
Yeah, but yeah, he came from a European country, Slovakia.
I can't with you.
And basically, he's on the DACA. And, with Donald Trump being the douchebag that he is, David can't travel outside the country. So he can't come see me in my hometown anymore.
Wait,
and that hurts.
Didn't you two grow up in Chicago?
Yes, grew up, but, I was born here.
How many vlogs have you seen with David going back and forth to Chicago?
No, but now I'm here, so I'm not in Chicago. And, he calls me.
But you said Chicago was your hometown.
Yeah, see, he calls me to be in the vlog, but I'm like, bro, I'm busy working. I got a son, so I can't leave my obligation.
Yeah?
That's why he has to come here to the Bahamas.
David has a Natalie, bro. What is your son?
Basically, we haven't gotten together for a long time. That's why I'm not in any of the vlogs.
Not even the ones at the beginning?
No, it's because of Donald Trump. So.
Guys, I'm so sorry y'all are listening to this right now.
As am I. First of all, let's clarify a couple of things. You and I both know that David is one of the privileged ones to be on the DACA program. Second, if David wanted to, and he knows this, if he wanted to, he don't have to be on it. He gonna marry Corinna or Natalie. Hey, Natalie.
Yeah.
or Jason's mom again, and just getting papers by legit. Shoot, even Trisha would hop on that, but that's a topic for another day. We ain't here to talk about David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad.
Yeah, guys, in case you didn't know, that story was a lie. I don't know David.
You think?
Yeah. I don't know David. I didn't grow up in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I fooled ya.
You fooled nobody. I don't even know why.
So let's get serious. Let's talk about Donald Trump. I'm not the most Donald Trump savvy. I just know that he is not big on immigration and immigrants, and I feel like it's sad because let people in your country, man. They want a better future. They want a brighter future for themselves. Ain't like they're gonna cause. Well, I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna cause no mass chaos or anything. So what's the big idea? What's
That ain't only a Donald Trump issue, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That been an issue way before Donald even became president. We need to look beyond that. Let's talk about this for real. Everyone's all like, "Oh, Donald Trump don't like immigrants." You tell me what cracker before Donald Trump that been in power likes anyone that is not white. Let's be fair. Let's talk about it. Let's look at slavery for a second. All right?
Oh, why are we going there?
No, let's talk about it.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
Where did black people come from? How did they get in America, son?
Slavery.
All right, bet. Them niggas was immigrants before they even got there. While they was on there, they immigrants now. All right, bet. Let's talk about it, right? So, who liked them? How long did it take for them to even have this title called American, son? American. Let's talk about it. This was something before Donald, all right?
True.
The only difference is and I applaud Donald Trump for this. I ain't saying I'm with it. I applaud Donald Trump for this. He's been way more vocal than anybody in the White House who been covering up their stuff and trying to go out in public and smile and all that. Nah, Donald Trump just say it. Why? Because he has no filter. Donald Trump in his presidency has done, and I'm not on this dude's side. I'm saying what Donald Trump is and what America was trying to hide. Donald Trump is what the powers that be were trying to hide for the longest time.
It's amazing going on his Twitter sometimes and reading some of the things he tweets.
It's what a lot of them are already thinking, though. Donald Trump just says it. You mean to tell me, what's that dude? Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer was like the first mouthpiece of Donald Trump. And we saw how he used to carry on. And then after him, it was that other douche nozzle. What was that guy's name, man? I can't even remember his name. Anyway, unimportant because he was a butt kisser too. And then there was that lady who every time she went up there, the president, and making the most excuses. This is my point. They make the excuses and they try to cover it up. Bro, be straight up. You don't like these type of people? You don't like this type of people? Like you say, Americans for America for Americans? Nah, say it. America for white people. That's what y'all want to say. That's what y'all want to say. And that's it. Look at the history.
That's all.
Look at the history. Whew. We've been over the time limit like about 6 minutes ago.
What? The podcast is over? What time is it?
It's about 36 minutes in.
God damn. Oh, okay. Before I'm done.
I know what you're thinking, and we can do that immediately afterwards.
What's that?
And I could have it in front of it.
What's that?
Because you're thinking about doing that thing for Anchor, right?
No, I already did that.
Oh.
Yeah, I already did that.
Well, I'm not going to have you embarrass us.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix that afterwards. This guy got to go back to Canada shortly.
Yeah, you can embarrass yourself, eh?
What was that? Anyway, let's wrap this up. Anything else y'all want to say?
I hope everyone has a happy new year. Good luck with all your New Year's resolutions. For the people who made those and for the people who did not make those, I am with you.
I second that. Drops by Keys.
Yeah, guys, thank you for coming back, staying tuned throughout the 36-minute rant. We love y'all.
37, no.
We appreciate y'all. Come back for more. Support us. Support us, man, because we're going to support our community. We're going to support our country. We're going to show up, put out.
As soon as we get these sponsors.
As soon as we get these sponsors. We can get these sponsors when y'all start listening to us more. So, yeah, you don't got to pay nothing to listen. It's free. Download the apps. Check us out on YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram, Lock Life Traveler, Facebook, Keo Modern Town Cargo. WhatsApp, my number is... Lano just
we'll
beat that
flash it
out.
over his head.
He just beat that out. I put out my number. Sorry, guys.
Yo, I'm gonna have all of our social media stuff somewhere here and there, and I guess here.
If I give it to you.
He didn't give it up the first time. In fact, you don't even know who this is.
That's right.
I'm a mystery man. I just show up, guys. Don't worry about it.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you here,
We
bro.
love him. So, yeah, guys, thank you. This has been Talk About It podcast, brought to you by Keys, a.k.a. Mine in Town.
Oh, this is brought to you by us? No sponsors?
When I say brought to you, I mean...
All right, we're done. See y'all later.
Tune in next time.
Yeah, check. Hey, I do the outros again. I do the outros.
We'll be back next week, guys.
Tune in next week.
See y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
We're gonna drive up, Still don't wanna talk about it.